Almost at 25 is the movie I'm reviewing today. This movie is on Chine Love is a TV. A recap of this movie talks about an auntie who believes in a curse that is existing in their family. So because of that, she wants her niece to get married as quickly as possible before she clocks 25, because immediately she clocks 25, she's never going to get married. So this movie talks about how to push your daughter or niece to get married before she clocks the age of 25. Yeah, that's what this movie is about, guys. What I like about this movie, the storyline is interesting. I mean, every family kind of believe that there is some curse, there is some history of, certain things, certain patterns that happens in your family. You believe this might be a curse, this might be a trace in the family, this must be something that goes on in century in your family. You don't want it to continue your own bloodline or in the next generation to come, and you want to break that curse. So I think the storyline is kind of interesting. This one takes the root of marriage, and I kind of find it interesting. It is really interesting. This brings me to how acting in terms of Uche and Omeche, they were really in sync. They actually look like mother-daughter situation, by this aunt and niece situation in this particular setting, and I kind of find their acting very interesting. It seems like Uche Jombo was in her element. She loved her character. She was immersed in it. It seems as if she was doing it in real life. You could sense that she was enjoying what she was doing, and that came across very relatable, very funny. You could feel she was just free doing what she was doing, and that was what made this movie kind of interesting. So Omeche was good, the Igbo situation that was going on, and I love that as well, how they are now. There's so many movies recently, like in the last 2 months or 1 month or so, all the movies that have come out, most of them have a lot of Igbo interpretation in it, and I appreciate that a lot, because I love that at least the tribe or the culture of Igbo is not dying down. People are incorporating it, speaking it, showing the rich culture in most settings, showing how and what entails and what makes the tribe what it is. I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, the Igbo dynamic, the Igbo speaking, and they were translating it. They were giving out a subtitle of them when they were speaking the Igbo. I appreciate that. At least if you don't understand, you can read. And I like that. Even if you can't read or understand their action and the way we're speaking, you can just use your number C's to interpret what was happening in each scene, and I like that a lot. So acting wise, Uche, Jombo, Omeche, they nailed it. The Igbo interpretation or Igbo setting in every other aspect of this movie was also very interesting. This brings me to the landlord. Was interesting. The man that wanted to marry Omeche, who was living in Australia, where he's a comedian as well. So I like all of that thing that was going on. So yeah, another thing I want to say, touch bit on is cinematography. I think cinematography was a bit okay. It wasn't all the best of the best that I've seen from Chine Love is a channel, because I've seen better cinematography. This was okay. I don't want to put it in the segment of what I hate, but yeah, cinematography was pretty okay. And then location, the office, I love the way they use that office space a lot, the corridor and everything. I mean, the office has been used severally on other production, like this office has been used so many times, but sometimes the shoots or the position of how they show the movie, corridor, the outside, the office outside and everything make up the location. I think I appreciate that a lot, and position of how they shoot this movie was just relatable. Outside, everything was not just boring, because they'll be shooting indoor and then hall all the time. Location for me, I think it was pretty decent. I like that. And those are the things I like about this movie. Moving on to what I do not like about this movie, I'll start by saying that the costume is so bad. What happened? Chine Love is what went wrong? You didn't have budget for costume for your cast? The hair on Omechi's hair, oh, I'm sorry, darling. That braided wig wasn't giving. The makeup was bad. Her outfit, her costume, the wedding dress, why? Why didn't they find something that was fitting? Talking about costume, let's talk about Uche Jumbo's costume. And they were praying for marriage or praying for husband. Look at her dress. Her outfit was bigger than her. Seems like they gave her Chini Love Eze's clothing because that outfit was bigger than her. It wasn't her size. They didn't do fitting. Most of her clothing were bigger than her. They were not her size, and that's sad. Even the bubu, well, not necessarily rich, but somebody who is well-to-do, who is in the city, who is educated, who is, well put together, and she wasn't looking the part. She was just looking no, costume wise was giving zero. Even Omeche, she was not dressing. 24-year-old girl, young lady, sexy, who is hardworking, taking care of herself, paying rent, and she's looking all tacky. Her hair bad, makeup bad. The costume, the sexiness wasn't giving. I'm like, it's like an upcoming body. No. Costume was giving zero, man. It was giving zero. The only person that looked good was maybe the landlord. Yeah, that man looks really good. He wasn't wearing too much, but you could just sense how correct he was looking or good he was looking. Then talk about the office where the other, no, they were not looking good at all. I did not find it funny. The white and black, that guy that Umechi had a crush on, it wasn't giving. Talking about it wasn't giving. The other person that I think was okay was Jerry. I think Jerry kind of looked okay. So Jerry and the landlord, they were good, and maybe the Australian Igbo man. Yeah, every other person costume is zero, and that's sad. The main characters, Uche, Jombo, and Omeche, they did not come correct at all. So costumier or Chinela, a lot went wrong when it comes to costume for this movie. Looking so tacky and not appropriate. Not, zero. Another thing I want to talk about that I do not understand and hate about this movie is the Australian rich Igbo man. This man was so stingy with his money, even his appearance, and I'm like, why? That is not a good interpretation of. I mean, we do have some Igbo who are stingy. They are rich, but they are still stingy. But that's not the bone of contention here. He's supposed to convince the girl to marry him before he show his bad character, and that's what I was expecting to see. I didn't like that character portrait he was giving. All that purse dollars, he only to give $100 to your in-law. No, now. Well, I mean, that's not really a thing, but that's something that I did not like. This brings me to the size. Chinela, I hate that you are posting this movie in not the right frame size, which obviously is 16.9. I'm like, why? What went wrong? Hello, darling, sweetheart. This is not it, man. I hate that for you. So that, I mean, I keep saying that some of these things aid in viewing pleasure for most of us. So if it's not being met, I would definitely talk about how I hate it. So that is something that I hate about this movie. And this brings me to the length. I mean, this movie is not 2 hours, but obviously it's quite long, almost 2 hours, and I did not like that at all, because there were some scenes that were not really interesting for me, especially scenes where she was in the office and always angry about her crush not crashing on her back, and the friend, I wasn't feeling all of that at all. And then yeah, it was quite long for me, but in hindsight it's kind of interesting and funny movie. A lot of people loved it and I loved it too. Rating it, I'm going to give it 5/10. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you haven't seen Almost 25 showing on Chile Love AZT video, to catch it there, and I'll see you in my next movie review.